Hey, we back again. I want to welcome everybody to another episode of Cloud Chasing, where we mix the culture with the real estate. Look. Tonight's show gonna be a little bit different. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for watching and subscribing, sharing this, and showing your boy some love. So look, tonight's show is gonna be a little different. We're gonna get in, we're gonna get out as quickly as possible. Trying to slide over a little bit. How you doing, Instagram? How you doing, Facebook? Oh, I always say Facebook. Struggle streaming. Dang. YouTube. How you doing, YouTube? How you doing, YouTube? Look, the top 5 states with the least evictions since the start of the pandemic. This is what we're going to talk about. The least amount, right? So we know that we've really been talking about and discussing all these evictions that's been happening since the pandemic and how it's been affecting who the most. I'll wait for it. Are Black women the most? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? 1, 2, 3. All right. It's been affecting everyone, but however, African American women are 2 times as likely to become a victim of an eviction filing. Am I saying that right? Filing, right? Y'all know I'm ghetto, so I really can't talk straight. It's a wonder how even y'all even subscribe and watch me. I'll be like, they do be tripping, right? Give me a moment. Y'all know I got the little struggle beard right here, man. What y'all think about the new look? Should I keep it or should I get rid of it? Right? My wife said my hairline is a little bit off. Is it off? What y'all think about the hairline? My wife said it's off. What you think about Instagram? It's a little crooked. All right. Anyway, so if anyone out there, let's just kind of get to the meat and potatoes of this. If anybody out there is facing any type of eviction, please do some research and look for help, legal help in your local area. There are legal representatives that will help you for free in many metro areas, right? Especially if you like San Francisco, Las Vegas, LA, Miami, New York. There's a lot of free programs to help people to stay in their homes a little bit longer if you're facing these evictions. Now, what we're going to talk about tonight is the top 5 states with the least amount of evictions, right? And we're going to kind of do a little bit of investigating. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Little bit. Just a little bit of investigating. We're not going to go too deep. Like I said, I'm trying to get in and out. Look, y'all know I got 3 kids, right? I got 3 kids. 3 little black girls. I can get in and out real quick. Break the glass on that one, right? Shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right. Let's get into it. Number 5. The 5th least state that files the least evictions is Connecticut. Did y'all think Connecticut would be on this list? Connecticut. Since the pandemic started back in 2020, Connecticut has filed 46,440 evictions. Right? So almost 47,000 evictions since the start of the pandemic. And that number seems to be climbing. Right? I think they might be doing a few more. Let's kind of look real quick. Let's do a little bit of research. Let me move my screen over here in case anybody wants to jump on here. Please feel free to tell me what you think the top 5 states should be. Do you think this list is even correct, right? What are you seeing in your neighborhoods, in your states, as far as evictions? Do you know a bunch of people being evicted? Or do you know a bunch of people who have been able to duck and dodge the situation? All right. Let's go over here. Oops. Let's look at Connecticut. Let me do it like this. So Connecticut A. All right, here we go. There are 476,000 renters in Connecticut, paying typical rent of $1,277 per month. If a landlord chooses to file an eviction, they need to provide their tenant with at least a 3-day notice, in some cases more, and pay a $205 filing fee to the courts. So there's almost 500,000 renters in the state of Connecticut. All right. Let's just see something right here. Oops. Let's do a little bit more searching about Connecticut. Connecticut. If anyone here lives in Connecticut or knows someone that lives in Connecticut, drop that in the chat. Let us know. You got family, friends out there. All right. So we know this eviction situation, a majority, like 98% of evictions are caused by what? Lack of payment. That's why a majority of evictions are filed. Right now, it's because of the pandemic. People lost their jobs. Jobs actually disappeared and went away. So people couldn't even go back to their old job. Right? So people need money, right? In order to pay the rent, right? We're talking about $1,200, $1,300 a month on average for the state of Connecticut for rent. Does that number sound right to y'all? Let me know. I'm not from Connecticut. I've never lived in Connecticut. I've never even passed through Connecticut. All right. What is the average salary for people living in Connecticut? The average salary, according to ZipRecruiter.com, is $66,123. Does that sound correct to y'all? That's what ZipRecruiter is saying. Connecticut average salary is $66,000 a year, basically $32 an hour. Does that sound right? All right. Y'all let me know in the comments below. All right, let's go on to the next one. Number 4. Let me pull this up real quick. Wait, what happened? Where they at? Rat-a-tat-tat. There we go. All right. So, number four. The 4th least evicted state on the list is Minnesota. I think Prince was from Minnesota, or did he live in Minnesota, right, Prince? Shout out to Kirk Cousins. All right, Minnesota. There are 615,000 renters, households in Minnesota, paying a typical rent of $1,100 a month. If a landlord wants to file an eviction, they must provide their tenant with no advance notice. Wow, I did not know that. You don't even need an advance notice in the case of non-payment of rent. So if it's non-payment of rent, you don't even need a notice, right? And you still must pay a filing fee of $295 to the courts. Renters, y'all hear that? The owners or whoever's trying to kick you out has to pay a filing fee of $200 and $300 basically to the courts. But they don't even have to tell you that they're going to kick you out, right? And I'm going to share something with y'all towards the end of this that y'all can think about. So remind me, please, to tell you what I was going to tell y'all towards the end of this. Let's look at Minnesota, man. Let's see what their average salary is. Let's check this out. We're doing some research tonight, y'all. We're doing a little digging. We're doing a little digging. Pace. Let's see what they say about Minnesota. Right? Since they're the fourth least average salary of people who live in Minnesota, according to ZipRecruiter. I know I can't talk right. Recruiter. I'm a little bit ghetto, just a little bit. It's a little tiny bit. Ain't not much ghetto, just a little bit. You feel me? Look, $25 an hour, $51,000 a year. Does that sound right to people who actually live in Minnesota? Does that sound right? Do you know somebody who lives in Minnesota making about $25 an hour? $25 an hour, $51,000 a year for people who living in Minnesota. They're the fourth least place, that's state, that's filing evictions. All right, let's keep it pushing. We're going to get down to number 3. This is going to be a nice, quick show. Yo, before I get into number 3, let me do something for y'all. Let me reintroduce myself. Those of you who may not know who I am, and y'all really don't care, I'm just a regular random dude on YouTube. However, I've spent the last several years academically educating myself in the world. Well, not. I've been going to school for the last several years to learn more about the real estate industry, right? I've also owned property, a couple properties. I've also managed those properties myself, me and my wife, and I have an associate's degree in real estate. I have a certificate of completion in real estate through BOMA and a fellowship program and a fellows program. I have a certificate of completion in real estate from community college. I also have a California salesperson's license. I was living in California, those of you who may not know, and now I'm in Virginia. And I have a bachelor's degree in business management with a concentration in real estate. What's up? It's Bree. It's Bree, not Bree. You feel me? It's Bree, not Bree. What's up, Bree? So we're talking about the 5 least states that's been having these eviction filings. If you may not know, evictions have been, I mean, you work in property management, so you know, you're probably a great person to actually come up on here and tell us about it as far as evictions and things go. But I'm going through the top 5 states with the least amount of evictions since the pandemic started. And we are on number 3. And so lastly, let me wrap up my introduction real quick. And so business management degree in real estate, business management degree with a concentration in real estate, my bachelor's degree. And in the spring, I'm looking to go to get my master's degree in business management with a concentration in real estate. But more than any of that things, I actually work for military housing, right? I was a service coordinator for military housing, and now I am a grounds crew member, right? And so I actually work around this property management thing, right? I've managed my own properties, and so you're talking and listening to someone who know a little bit about it. You feel me? Who know a little bit. You feel me? So I'm welcome to all your questions about everything that's going on. I want to ask Bree here on Instagram, does she want to come up here as a special guest? She say, don't be telling people, as a special guest to talk a little bit about her experience in the property management game. If not, it's cool. I mean, I'm gonna keep going with my list. I'm on number 3. We almost to the end of this. This is gonna be a quick video compared to my other ones because we just going through the list, and I'm just trying to show people when you're getting evicted, it's because a majority of the time of lack of payment, right? And these 5 states have certain incomes. And so this is what we're going over, right? And I want people to understand this and catch this from this list that I'm reading from this article. So you're more than welcome, Bree, to jump on here. Might want to put, your good face on. You feel me? If not, it's all good. I got much love and respect for you and what you do. Bree says people need to pay their rent. I mean, obviously, people do need to pay their rent, but we have to be sensitive and understand that the pandemic did cause people in real life to lose their jobs, and some of those jobs didn't even come back. Right, the companies went out of business, and so those people didn't have a chance to even go back to their normal job. And so I'm always a big promoter on this channel about encouraging people to get new skills, especially in the tech field. You can go to my description below here on YouTube to sign up for a tech boot camp called Careerist. Starting pay is $70,000 to $100,000 a year. I went to the school back in February, from February to April, and they give you a mentor. They help you with your LinkedIn profile. They also let you do an internship, and it's a great new career to get into. You don't have to have some kind of degree in anything tech like computer science. You don't need a degree. They teach you what you need to know, and they guide you along the way. And so sometimes it takes a little while before you're able to get that job and break into the tech world. But once you do, the pay is life changing, and it will keep you off of this list of evictions. Bree, who actually works out there in property management, says she has 2 views on it. So we would love to hear your views. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the third one, to the third state on this list of least evictions in the United States. Number 3, New Mexico. Who lives in New Mexico? Do y'all really know people who live in New Mexico? Do y'all know people who live in New Mexico? I actually do. I got some family that live like on the border between Texas and New Mexico. And I got a homeboy I was in the Navy with who lives also in New Mexico. Still waiting for Bree to give me her two views about the paying the rent situation. So as far as New Mexico goes, there are 254,000 renters in New Mexico, right? Pay an average rent price of only $906 a month. Ooh, give it up for that. They only pay $906. I need to move to New Mexico. Sheesh. If a landlord chooses to file an eviction, they need to provide their tenants with at least a 3-day notice, in some cases more, and they have to pay a $77 filing fee with the courts. Woo. So let's go back. I didn't even tell y'all how many evictions. New Mexico has filed only 36,198 evictions since 2020. And this is 2023. So for the past 3 years, that's only about a little over 10,000 evictions per year, right? It's not that bad when you think about places like, I ain't gonna tell y'all the top 5 of the most evictions. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna do that for a different show. But this are the least. This is the least, right? So let's look at how much money people make in New Mexico, and we're gonna do it pushing. And we still gonna wait for Bree to give us her opinion about these eviction situations across America. New Mexico. New Mexico. Ballless Life, what's up? I see you, big dog. We are going over the 5 states with the least evictions. I told my last live stream I did, it'd be so funny because YouTube people was on here. And normally people be on the IG, but today it's the opposite again. It's back to normal. People is on the IG. Nobody's really messing with me on YouTube. They'll catch the playback. The God, Ball is Life in the building. Put Ball is Life in the comments, please. Ball is life. All right, here we go. The average salary for people living in New Mexico is $30 an hour. $62,000 a year. Right? I'm telling you right now. I'm already on 3. King. Black King. Ball is Life. I'm on the 3rd one. I'm going down to number 2. Right? And if you want to stick around, if you got time, I could go over the other ones for you. But I'm doing the top 5. That was number 3, New Mexico. People in New Mexico average $30 an hour. How many evictions? 36,198 since 2020. Since 2020. All right. We going down to number 2, y'all. I told you I'm trying to get y'all in and out. I'm trying to hit it and quit it. Hit it and quit it. I got 3 little girls. If it's one thing I know how to do, is hit it and get up out of there. Quick. Y'all ain't feeling me tonight. Anyway. All right. Number 2. The second state with the least amount of evictions is located in the DMV. Delaware. Woo, Delaware. Baller's life. He probably been to Delaware before. Do y'all know something? I've been to Delaware. I've been to the casinos. Dover Down, I believe it's called, with the horses, the horse track. I've been there. Maybe like 2013. Probably about 10 years ago. I was in Dover, Delaware. I've been there twice actually. To the casinos. All right, so check this out. In Delaware, they've only filed 31,780 evictions since the start of the pandemic. This is the second least amount of eviction filings since 2020. Let's see what the average salary is for people living in Delaware. Okay, first let's read our information. There are 108,000 renters in Delaware, paying a typical average rent of $1,208 per month. That's kind of, not kind of expensive, but $1,208 per month. All right. If a landlord chooses to file an eviction, they need to provide their tenant with at least a 5-day notice, in some cases more, and pay a filing fee of $45 to the court. Now, that's different than the other ones we talked about. They got more days, right? They got 5 days to give it. They gotta get a tenant a 5-day notice, and only $45 court fee, right? The owner has to pay that if they want to file an eviction, right? But surprisingly, the rent average is about $1,200 a month. Does that sound right? I've never lived in Delaware, so I don't know. Y'all tell me. Let me know. All right, let's see how much the average salary is for someone who lives in Delaware. Let's check that out. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me tonight. We're doing the top 5 list of least evicted states in the country. All right, we stand on topic with these evictions, y'all. Tonight's show's a little bit different, but I wanted to share this information with y'all in case y'all want to move. Y'all might want to move, right? Y'all might want to get out of whatever state y'all in and go to one of these states where they're not filing evictions as much. Woo! Average salary for someone living in Delaware, $33 an hour, $67,000 a year. Does that sound right to y'all? People who live in Delaware? Y'all let me know. Put it in the comments below, please. Put it in the comments. I might want to have to move to Delaware. $33 an hour? I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. All right. Here we go, y'all. Number 2. Oh, that was number 2. This is number 1. Hey, I'm trying to get y'all. I'm trying to hit it and quit it. In and out real quick. In and out. Like In-N-Out Burger. I'm trying to hit it and quit it. Salute to Baller's Life. He said the DMV. Yep. Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. DMV. Took me a minute to get that one out. All right, y'all. Here is the number 1 state with the least amount of evictions. Y'all think it's Wyoming? Montana? Nebraska? North Dakota? Maine? Nope. The number one state in America with the least evictions filed since 2020, Rhode Island. Rhode Island has only filed 20,306 evictions since 2020. 20,306 evictions. Trying to see how I feel about that. I know Rhode Island is extremely small in area for a state. Delaware is small, but not smaller than Rhode Island, right? When you think about the five, Connecticut, it's not that big at all, right? Minnesota's big. New Mexico's decent. Delaware's small. Rhode Island is extremely small, right? So I think that kind of makes sense when you think about like per capita, right? However, let's continue to do a little bit more digging. Let's see what's going on in Rhode Island. There are 161,000 renters in Rhode Island, paying a typical rent of $1,142 a month. Seems pretty cheap to what I thought it was going to be. If a landlord chooses to file an eviction, they need to provide their tenant with at least a 5-day notice, in some cases more, and pay $101 to file with the courts. Okay, Rhode Island. I don't think I ever met anyone or know of anyone that's actually from Rhode Island. Let's see how much money people are making in Rhode Island. Average. So far as the money goes, nobody's making any crazy, ridiculous amount of money. So let's just see what people in Rhode Island are making. It's pretty interesting. Like we got like $33 an hour. I think that was the most we had so far. So let's see. Even Connecticut, I thought would be higher. $32 an hour. People in Rhode Island make $32 an hour average, $65,000 a year. I mean, middle of the road, that's the average salary, Rhode Island. So that's it. That's the top 5 states with the least amount of evictions, right? And we looked at their salaries, how much money they're making, and it's not like these places they're making like, let me see, they're not making like nobody crossed $70,000 on this list a year, average salaries, right? It's being like 67, 66 and below, right? So for the 5 states, it's not like people are making buku money. Shout out to my people down south who know about buku. And let's just go back one more time for the Holy Ghost, the top 5 states with the least amount of evictions. Number 5, Connecticut. Number 4, Minnesota. Number 3, New Mexico. Number 2, Delaware. And number 1 was Road Dog Jesse James Island. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We looked at their salaries. Nothing was crazy ridiculous. One thing that I will say, especially for the top 2 states with the least amount of evictions filed, they're small states in surface area, right? But however, an eviction is still an eviction, so we're gonna, you got to count it. The biggest state, I believe, is Minnesota. I believe Yeah, because Connecticut not that big, right? So Minnesota is probably the biggest state, and they're number 4 on this list. So and they wasn't making that much money. If let me see how many. Let me go back one time. Let's see. Let's just double check. I want to know how much money people in Minnesota is making. Minnesota. All right, rock with me, rock with me. I appreciate y'all for liking the video. Please share, subscribe if you haven't. It means a lot to me. Helps pushes the information out to other people. $51,000 a year, cuz people in Minnesota average $25 an hour. So nobody's making like no crazy amount of money. I mean, it makes you think. I haven't done any deeper research about this, but it makes you think and have this and to have. Let me slow down because we're done with the video. So if you want to check out now, more than welcome to go ahead and check out. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. If you want to look for a career in tech, making 70,000 plus plus a year, and you don't need a degree, you don't need to be some kind of techie person, you can go ahead and go to my description below. You'll get 50% off the tech school. It's called Careerist. I went there in February, from February to April. Did the course for sales tech engineer, got my certificate. You can also check my LinkedIn account. It's also in the description below if you want to contact me. Or you can email me as well. It's all in the description below. And Careers it was a cool school to go to. I learned a lot. They give you a mentor. They help you with your resume. They also help you with your LinkedIn account, and they have an internship that you can do to learn more about sales tech engineer or whichever course you decide to do. There's other courses within the school, but this is a way to break into the tech industry, get some of this guapole money, so you don't be on a list for people that get evictions filed against. Right? I'm all about encouraging each and every one of y'all to get more skills. And it doesn't have to be tech, right? I tell people trade school, right? Plumber, electrician, barber, truck driver, maybe dispatch. Truck driving you might not want to do right now, but we need more skills so we can make a decent living so we don't get these evictions filed against us, right? And then from there, I promote home ownership, and it doesn't have to be a big home. You get you a little 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, but I promote home ownership, not for generational wealth. People will tell you, oh, buy a home. It's an asset. Don't believe the hype, right? A home is only an asset if you're renting it out. If you're living in it and you're paying a mortgage, it's a liability, right? But even in that case, I promote home ownership. And remember, you never truly own a house. Even when you pay the mortgage off, you still have to pay the property taxes forever. Or else, if you don't pay, guess what? They take the home, right? So, but however, I'm still an advocate for people to become homeowners, because when things go astray, you lose your job, somebody passes away that was helping with the bills, whatever the case may be, you have more options to stay in that home, to fix your situation, to go ahead and make those payments, right? Compared to someone who's renting a place, and when it's time for you to get evicted, more times than not, one way or another, you're going to get out of that home, and hopefully you have somewhere else to go. Even if you get a foreclosure as a homeowner, it could take anywhere between three months to a year to get you out of that house. Also, things get bad. If you own a house, you can always do what? Sell the house. Sometimes we sell it for a profit. Sometimes you don't. It depends on equity, but we're not going to dig deep into that. But you have the option to sell. Can you sell your rental place that you're renting? With As a homeowner, you have more options, right? And so, anywho, just wanted to definitely throw that out there for everyone once again. Thank y'all for watching. That was the top 5 least eviction states with the least eviction. Sorry about that. Maybe some of us want to consider moving to those places: Rhode Island, Delaware, New Mexico, Minnesota, Connecticut. Don't none of these places sound like they're friendly to African Americans. Isn't Delaware the first state in the union? I mean, I don't know. I think Delaware, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Massachusetts. Y'all tell me. Let me know in the comments, because I'm not the brightest star in the galaxy. To my people on YouTube, you see the galaxy behind me? That's what I'm talking about. All right. We're going to get up out of here. I thank each and every one of y'all for chiming in. We just went over the 5 least eviction places in America. Let's go like this. Let's just move this over here. Will we go back? No, let's just make it big. All right. YouTube, I want y'all to have a good night. I hope that you guys learned something today. If you guys plan on moving to one of these states, let me know in the comments below. Let us know. Have you ever lived in any of these places? Let us know as well. How was your experience? Definitely want to know. And that's important to me for this channel, because with those comments, I'm able to do some more research based off of what you experience and say about it, and to bring more content about maybe that specific location. And see if we can find some information to help some people, right? Because if you live in, I don't know, New York, and maybe things are extremely tight, you might want to move to Delaware. I don't know, it's down the street from New York. I mean, makes sense. I mean, if you are in Austin, Texas right now, things are getting more expensive. Maybe you want to move to, I don't know, New Mexico? Maybe. But to each its own. And I appreciate y'all for rocking with me tonight. We're going to get up out of here. Let me take a sip of the drinky drink. Shout out to Baller's Life. Shout out to It's Bree on Instagram who came through. Anyone that's watching the playback on this, shout out to you. And y'all get at me later on. Next show is going to be epic. Not tomorrow, the night after, which is going to be what? Today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. Stay tuned for a Sunday night show. Also, I do have several other YouTube channels. I will be putting out information in the description below for the next videos. Those of you who are into sports, health, yeah, I'll have those YouTube channels also in the description below. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Have a good night. For my people on YouTube, like always, I want to make sure that I tell you guys that have a positive night. I don't want any negative things to happen to y'all. If y'all know someone facing eviction, please look up in Google free legal counsel for people facing evictions for your local area. There should be some programs available. If so, can you please share those with us so other people can get that information? And y'all have a good night. Until next time, I see y'all at the next show that I do in 2 days. 2 days. All right, y'all. This your boy Big Clout. This has been Clout Chasing, where we mix the culture with the real estate. Instagram. Peace.